This weekly newsflash is sponsored by American Retirement Systems, providing competitive solutions for agents and advisors. For more information, please visit AmericanRetirementSystems.com. The House on Tuesday passed a bill to eliminate funding for federal grants intended to help states create the health insurance exchanges required under the federal health care reform law. The legislation passed 238 to 183, despite critics arguing the bill could shift power from the states to the federal government. If states fail to establish their health insurance exchanges, the federal government has the authority to run the exchange for them. Just 5 Democrats voted for the bill: Representatives Jason Altmaier of Pennsylvania, Dan Boren of Oklahoma, Luis Gutierrez of Illinois, Tim Holden of Pennsylvania, and Mike McIntyre of North Carolina. The measure is expected to die in the Democrat-controlled Senate, and President Obama has promised to veto the bill in the event the Senate does pass it. Three-quarters of Americans have no plan to meet healthcare costs in retirement, and most underestimate what their costs are likely to be, according to a new Sun Life financial survey. The survey found 40% of American workers do not know what their healthcare costs will be, and only 8% think their costs may reach more than $200,000. Industry experts estimate $200,000 is a reasonable expectation for most Americans. Furthermore, most Americans lack plans to cover their healthcare costs in retirement. Only 30% of individuals in their 50s have established plans to pay for future healthcare costs, and just 40% of those in their 60s have plans. The survey found Americans at all income levels are failing to plan for their healthcare costs in retirement. Three-quarters of Americans with more than $250,000 in assets said they have some degree of confidence they can meet healthcare costs in retirement, yet just 26% have established a plan for meeting these costs. The healthcare reform law has had a devastating effect on insurance agents and brokers, according to data from a new National Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors survey. Since the new medical loss ratio rules took effect, 75% of NAFA members have seen a drop in their commissions. The MLR rule requires insurers spend at least 80% of premium revenue on medical care. More than half of agents surveyed have seen a drop of at least 25% in their commissions. Furthermore, of the agents who have not seen their commissions fall, 13% have been told to expect cuts to their commissions in the future. Agents and brokers have been lobbying to push through legislation that would exempt commissions from the medical loss ratio rule. The National Association of Insurance Commissioners has indicated it supports agents on this issue. However, consumer advocacy groups have argued commissions are too high, and they were already decreasing before the healthcare law was passed. John Hancock's recent multi-state settlement over its management of life insurance and annuity policies could lead to changes in industry practices, according to California's state controller. John Hancock last week settled allegations regarding its management of state unclaimed property laws with its life insurance and annuity policies that, quote, victimized the purchaser of life insurance policies and annuity contracts for decades, according to California State Controller John Chiang. The settlement came after an audit of 21 insurance companies over the last 3 years by Chiang's office. Chiang added, quote, too many Californians have been victimized by a company they entrusted with their retirement security and the care of their families. While John Hancock is the first to be held accountable, it will not be the last, unquote. The audit discovered that insurers failed to pay death benefits to the beneficiaries of life insurance policies, instead drawing down the policy's cash reserves and collecting premium payments from the deceased. The investigation found similar instances with the administration of annuity contracts. For more on the industry, visit producersweb.com. And be sure to join us for Pro Web Chat on Twitter every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Simply search for #ProWebChat and join the discussion.